What is going on? Welcome back to Fanatic Journey. So today I'm going to talk to you about Palantir. Give you a quick overview of some of the current data points, what analysts have been doing behind the scenes, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Currently, Palantir is down 0.72%, recovering from its lows of 42.41. Broader market, for the most part, is just selling off. A lot of last-minute jitters, companies unveiling their earnings and whatnot. And plus, aside from that, you have a couple Fed speakers talking on interest rates once again, on how good data doesn't really justify rate cuts. So this did go up slightly. So now there is a 15% likelihood of no cut. But in my opinion, all of this is more macro events, nothing to do actually with Palantir itself. So no news today, no SEC filings, so it's kind of just stuck in limbo. But going over some of the data points, starting off with what shorts are doing, I like to bring them up as more of a benchmark and a tool to use, not because Palantir is a squeeze play at all, because only 3.98% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be $81.96 million, and that essentially is $3.51 billion worth. That is crazy. So there's more dollar value, for instance, shorting Palantir than some stocks have a market cap. Completely crazy stuff. But right now, shorts are increasing 317,000 shares. So in my opinion, they're kind of just piggybacking off of just the broader market and whatever else. But quickly popping over to IBKR, Elliott Wave technicals are still kind of pointing to higher highs coming. So it does have a pivot point of $39. So for as long as it is above that, then it is anticipated to hit between that 48.80 and 50.80 in the short term. Regarding analyst ratings though, you do have one recently that came out 4 days ago, was a $30 sell by Mizuho Greg, who has a 58% success rating. And in my opinion, with their earnings right around the corner, you're going to have a lot of these types of scenarios where you have opposite ends of the spectrum. So you have some saying sell, some saying buy. So I think it's going to get even more convoluted than what it currently is, because right now I think a lot of people see a lot of upside with Palantir, the future growth and everything, but currently $27.85 is that price target, the average of all of this right here, and that does represent a 34.75% downside. You don't see all too many stocks in this actual circumstance, so you'll just have to wait and see. But regarding analyst expectations for their upcoming earnings, you are seeing a little bit more optimism. So more and more analysts are giving estimates both for earnings per share, revenue, a lot of the other key metrics. But as you can kind of see, 3 months ago, it was at 679 million. That's based on 11 analysts. Currently, there is 12 for the revenue, estimated to be 701.13 million. So honestly, analysts see a lot more upside, even though their ratings might not really kind of show the exact same picture. But let me know you guys' thoughts on that. Latest Morningstar report though does show the fair value for Palantir, which is just based on the assets alone, is $19. So kind of once again opposite spectrums of everything. On a side note, if you're wanting all this information to be completely free, ratings, ownership, everything under the sun, take a look at IBKR. I have a link in the description below for them to be completely free. On a side note, this is actually one thing that I personally really do like. And I get it, a lot of retail loves stocks and paper hands and whatever, but if you want these really good support level stocks, that is going to really continue to move up in a nice staggered approach, not just kind of up and down and stuff like that. Looking at the quarter over quarter, institutions did increase their position by 8.58%, whereas retail during that same time period did go down 4.57%. So I see that as relatively bullish. Some people might disagree, and that is completely fine. But moving over to options, $22 million in calls, 8.83 million in puts. 44% of all the options being done today are optimistic and bullish. And of those bullish options, there's more of a consensus for it to be roughly around that 46 to 45-ish between this point right here. And then as far as this, you see a lot around that $50 range that is being purchased today. Very similar to the Elliott Wave technicals. Flip side, looking at the puts, you do see a consensus for it to be kind of looks like sub around $40 for this week. Next week around $40.50. So a lot more upside is anticipated. And these are all the transactions that are occurring so far on the secondary market above $100,000. So in reality, you see this chain of selling kind of during this period right here. A lot of that aided in this, so it going down. So a lot of entities are kind of just piggybacking off of just the broader negativity in the market and stuff like that. But looks like over the last hour, you are seeing a lot of buying. So institutions are, I guess, buying the dip now. No matter what though, like I said, I think it's just a lot of give and take. A lot of institutions are just too swayed sometimes by just the broader news and stuff like that. But as of right now, with it at $42.73, still trading between this R2 and this R3. So $40.39 is that next strong support. Flip side, $43.78 is going to be the next strong resistance / target. Based on my last video, it was kind of around this same price point where I did state that there was going to be a dip touching this R2, and lo and behold, for those of you that remember, that actually did happen. And then from here, it should be able to kind of propel higher. So like I said, that dip happened. And right now, just quickly going back over to IBKR one last time, just the technicals look absolutely phenomenal. So I have the ALMA, Super Trend, 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages. So like right now, Palantir is above all the key levels, and because of the recent consolidation and that dip, like I said, to kind of that low point, it did really reset a lot of the kind of overbought status. So generally, pretty much big things might be coming Palantir's way, especially if companies continue to give a lot of good future guidance and all the other fun jazz. MACD, very bullish, and like I said, it's above all the key pivotal moving averages. So yeah, I think Palantir is poised to pretty much hit that high 40s, if not $50 range. And then from there, I think that's more of a big psychological kind of resistance point, that if Palantir can actually get above $50, then it will really just move very, very fast. So let me know your thoughts on Palantir. Have you guys been buying? Have you been selling? What have you been doing with Palantir? Two things I do want to share with you though. Take advantage of this promo. It does give you 8 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So that is a kick-ass deal. And then over and above that though, I did launch memberships. So if you like my content and want to support the channel, you can definitely do so by joining as a member, or if you're looking for buy signals on stocks and options, there's also a tier for that as well. With all that said, appreciate all of you guys watching.